Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Prog Reborn. My name is M. Kosler, and this is my progression style playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. If you don't have any idea on what a progression style playthrough is, you can always check out the introductory video. If you happen to be in live chat, you can type in !intro. Adjusting my volume real quick. !intro. Or you can check out the link in the video description below. If you'd like to know when I go live, best and easiest way is to just go ahead and subscribe. But you can also join the Discord. !Discord should get you a little invite link to the Prog Reborn community Discord. One word of warning, this is not a reaction style playthrough. This is not my first time playing through this content. So I may reference what would be spoiler information to my character who has just entered patch 2.1. So if you are worried at all about any sort of spoilers for anything between now and patch 6.55, which is the latest patch as of this recording, or anything related to publicly available Dawn Trail information, I might bring it up. I might not warn you, so this is your warning now to scoot on out. So it's been a hot minute since we streamed. I went ahead and created my wrap-up thoughts of 2.0 plus my video explaining what we're gonna do in patch 2.1. Let me pull up that Google Doc that I've got so that I have it available. Right. You can type an ! newest to see the link to my newest video. But yeah, it's also got my checklist of things that we're going to try to do in patch 2.1 before we move on to patch 2.2. So the big highlights are Labyrinth of the, well, obviously the MSQ, which is what we're going to start today. And I don't remember how long these patch MSQs are. I do need to see what the end quest is called. Give me one moment, real quick. All right, I'll just type it up here. MSQ. So we're in 7th Astral Era quests. The last quest is called Build on the Stone. That's right. I literally even have it on my checklist. I should have just looked further down. We're going to try and go through the MSQ in either this stream or this plus next stream. We've got the Labyrinth of the Ancients. So the first part of the Crystal Tower raid. So this is going to include a decent amount of the introductory quest line where we get introduced to Graha and all that jazz. This is going to be our first experience with extremes. So I think it is... I have it listed down. Bowl of Embers Extreme, the Naval Extreme, Howling Eye Extreme, Ultima's Ballad, so Ultima Weapon Extreme. A couple of new dungeons were introduced: Pharaoh Sirius, Copperbell Hard, and Hake Manor Hard. We have the first of the Hildebrand quests that we get to do. And a couple other things, a couple other small things. We want to try to do some treasure hunts with the maps available to us. We want to try and do... We're going to get the 2 unlocked tribal quests. So 2 unlocked racial grinds. So the Selfs and the Amalja to Trusted. And we want to try and buy a house for the FC. I've been playing a little bit off stream. Mostly just grinding to try and get some extra funds. We've gained maybe about 2k or 200k. I think a small plot is 5 mil. Maybe it's only like 3 mil. I'd have to look again. But I definitely want to get that started. 1, because that's a decent money-making venture in and of itself. And 2, it's part of the things that I want to do. Go ahead and repair some gear. Part of my money-making has been clearing out my leave quests. Which is why my carpenter is suddenly level 66. There's not much I can do about it. I'm only doing the leave quest available to me. We maxed out at the level 45 one, but you turn in enough of those, you try to get through all of your allowances, and I had like 100. You're gonna get experience. But let's see. Since we're doing MSQ again, we should look at our jobs. Black Mage seems to be the one falling behind the most. Let's go ahead and add Black Mage there. And while we're at it, let me update this thing's position. It needs to be down here. The rest of these. I believe we've talked to everybody already, but there's no reason not to talk to him again. So Tataru, the Garlean threat may have abated, but there's no end to the work we Scions do. In our own unique ways, may every one of us continue striving to make a better Eorzea. The nerve of some of the petitioners engaging us as if we were a band of common mercenaries. I should be glad to refuse them all without a second thought. Your dear sister drew her last breath here, in the battle with the Empire. To her, the fight for Eorzea's future was more important than her homeland. True to her beliefs to the end, she was. Rodolphe. No matter how dark the night, one day the dawn will break. As long as brave souls like yourself take up our cause, the Scions will never stand down. So this is post, obviously in 2.0, they came and murked a bunch of folks, but we haven't yet moved to Rising Stones. We're still over here. I would much rather be in Rising Stones. Mordona is a much more interesting location than Waking Sands. In bringing the struggle against the Empire to a decisive end, the nations of Eorzea spent much of their military strength. I fear the beast tribes have caught scent of this temporary weakness and will give us scant leave to rest. A hero's work is never done him. Believe me, I'm quite eager to resume activities and redeem my good name. But I have not forgotten that similar sentiments nearly led me to my doom once before. I will not question the wisdom of our Baldessian colleagues. They have bid me rest, and so I shall. I'm trying to remember all the voices that I've given for these folks. I should have done something. Done anything. But I didn't, and now Abba and Auli are... I will not let it be for nothing. I will earn this. I should have brought up Aaron Vale in the wrap-up video when I was going over references to or making the world feel alive. If you aren't coming over here and making these conversations in this area between MSQ lines, you definitely won't know who the hell Iron Veil is. We came away with our lives, though our losses weigh heavy in our hearts. We must carry on for those who have fallen. So much has happened in this place. If the walls could talk such tales, they would be able to tell. Just when we dared to believe that peace had arrived, another primal awakens. They say, has there ever been rest for the weary? Can I talk to you? Just small talk? As one age endeth, another doth rise. So do our struggles wax and wane. What wouldst thou ask of me? Souls from ether far, strangers from strange lands. Yester with thine eyes, morrow by thine hands. By my reckoning, these words from the divine chronicles tell of the warriors of light. With cloudless vision of the past, they forge the way into the future. Mine interpretation ringeth true with that which I have witnessed. I thank thee, M. By thy hands are the mighty primals brought low once more. Thy victories have purchased the realm of freedom those terrible beings would surely have denied by their mere presence. That's all the hard modes, which were unlocked in 2.0. We have bent our backs in an effort to erase the scars of the calamity, all in ignorance of the monumental mystery that slumbered neath our feet. We must needs uncover aught we may concerning Bahamut and his Allegan prison, lest the dearth of understanding invite an unimaginable demise. Right, and that's obviously, we did Binding Coil during our 2.0 playthrough. We gotta wait till 2.2 for the remainder. Are they hiding out here with Minfilia? Minfilia appears to be lost in thought. Pleases me to see you well. Do excuse me for interrupting, my lady. The gentleman from Ashgana Exports has just left. I understand now why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tataru. Please inform the guards we will not be receiving any further guests this evening. Thank you, my lady. Ever since we defeated Gaius Van Baelsar and destroyed his ultimate weapon, the eyes of the world have followed our every move, scarce remembering to blink. Where once we worked in secret, precious few friends and all too many enemies, we're now besieged by benefactors, each one more eager than the last to offer us his complete support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make their intentions known from the start, while others endeavor to engage us more subtly. Dress it how they will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tataru spoke of was more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business dispute. Naturally, I refused him, as I have every other merchant of his ilk. Alas, the syndicate overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, it was with the goal of serving Eorzea, not the interest of individual Eorzeans. Our neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart, I know this to be true, and yet, if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, might they not warrant greater consideration? Our Baldessian colleagues have been generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to. Forgive me, I did not mean to burden you so. Yet, my urge to share this dilemma may not be wholly misguided, but I impose upon you to consult the others. They are alike to have their own opinions on the matter. I confess, I am conflicted. It may be wise to consult with the others. Any new arrangements? The Alphino is still here. It's same. It's the same. I imagine no one else has anything new to say other than Westfolk. We call you our meeting with the Admiral shortly after the Laminsons sent word of the summoning of Titan. And mayhap you also recall my words to our host. I said unto Merweb that her people had broken their treaty with the kobolds, and that the beastmen had justly responded. We had been called to intervene in the conflict which she herself had invited. I spoke in short the truth. And wherefore did I speak? Because, owing no allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow the Laminsons to distort the facts, to fit a narrative which justifies their actions, and absolve them of guilt. Upon this subject, Menphilia can expect a similar reply. Our many dalliances with the city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality. The path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. It's also interesting. They don't really touch on that until they really touch on it in 5.4. So it's interesting knowing that they were mentioning it way back here. They obviously touch on it in like Encyclopedia Eorzea, where they go over the treaty, they go over all that stuff, but interesting to see Y'shtola talk about it. Fortune begets power, and power fortune. That we, especially you, have power is beyond doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know that there is a growing belief amongst the refugees that Alamigo could be liberated, if only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is but one of many causes. We stand at a crossroads. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where they lead us is far from clear. Referencing Alamigo. It's interesting that Thancred is the one who references Alamigo and not Ida. I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papalibo keeps making me send them back. I want to be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly abandon your principles nice, you know? I guess they wanted to keep Ida being sort of ditzy airhead. None can deny that we would benefit from more support, but if it comes at the cost of our principles. Neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I've lost count of the times I've had to explain to people that our allegiance need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters. Mind you, if we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare fealty to Ul'dah now, and have done with it. I'm quite sure Ida would enjoy the bribes. 'Tis the lot of the powerful to attract the covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth prudence dictate that those with power proffer aid with one hand, whilst the other resteth ever on their hilt. Alas, we have not the luxury of time to decipher our petitioners' machinations, Nay, not while the beast tribes do labor unseen, defiant in defeat, to raise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt not that they shall return, stronger and bolder both, nor that we shall be the ones to meet them. This sacred charge shall ever be ours. It's but a pity we are so few, and our fortune so finite. Really don't have anything better than Scepter and Targ. This situation is not wholly unexpected. I've given much thought to our organization's future, though it would seem I have reached a different conclusion. I hope it is time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along, Em. Alphino, is aught amiss? You desired counsel, and so you shall have it. Minfilia, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, must leave Ul'dah. We must do what? So long as we remain within Ul'dah territory, we will never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only delayed the inevitable. We have demonstrated our capabilities, and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer an organization to remain independent now. We are far too dangerous for that. Surely you realize they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an aetherite. You know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause. Which is why it and others in other favors will be denied us unless we cooperate. If Ul'dah is no longer suitable, where would you have us go? Experience has taught us that the appearance of neutrality is as important as reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length. Plant our banner in a place which we all agree to be beyond their borders. Mordona. Revenant's Toll, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of an additional benefit, it is also frequented by a veritable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I am, of course, conscious of the fact that we have developed a certain bond with Ul'dah and her people over the years. But I truly believe this to be the best course of action. As you yourself observed, we have invaluable ties to the local community, forged through years of concerted effort. Ul'dah is our home, Alphino. Cast aside everything we have built and start anew in that desolate wasteland would be beyond reckless. The decision is yours to make, Antecedent. I ask only that you recall the shared purpose which first moved us to found the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and which moved you to found the Path of the 12 ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did. That makes us more than mere comrade-at-arms. We are as much your family as... That will be all, Alphino. I am sure you have some familial affairs of your own to attend to. She looks so stern. Your concern is most generous, but no, I left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I could not very well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of the Order, after all. Obviously sniping at the fact that she was born and raised in Ul'dah. I don't know, we'll pick that one up. Once again, Minfilia appears to be lost in thought. Leave Ul'dah. Has it truly come to this? Oh. Pray attend to Alphino. He is engaged in some business or other and requires your assistance. Pray be on your way. Alphino waits upon you, and I have much to think about. Oh, and tell him he shall have my answer in due time. What about now? Any new arrangements? No, you're still there. I'm guessing everyone else is still here. Yep. Cool. Confound it. She knows what must be done, and still she hesitates. All because of these fanciful rumors. Should explain. Minfilia's mother, well, adoptive mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Flamine was her name, though you may know her better as Songstress of Ul'dah. She was a performer of singular talent, and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Charlian minstrel. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her adoring followers, many of whom refused to acknowledge what had happened. That her body was never found only served to encourage speculation. Minfilia, too, struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Flamine's absence stretched from months into years, she saw that there could be no other explanation. Till recently, at any rate. For whatever reason, rumors have once again begun to circulate that Flamine is alive and well. One of our informants, Father Iluid, has sent word that a woman matching the songstress's description has been seen of late at the seaside resort of Costa del Sol. If we could succeed in tracking her down, I have no doubts that any worries that now plague Minfilia's heart might be assuaged. I mean to set forth for La Noscia at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire with Master Gigeruju as to the veracity of these rumors. Boom, 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 boom. Alrighty. Costa del Sol. Most pleasant day in Costa del Sol. Ah, you've arrived. Let us see if Master Gigeruju can shine any light onto the rumors regarding Flamine. Oh, sweet siren of the sands, my Mikyote muse, why have you forsaken me? Titan's Bane, brings you to my humble resort. Flamine? You mean to tell me the goddess made flesh who dwelt among us until so very recently was the songstress of Ul'dah? Egads, man. If I had known, I would have chained her to my bedpost and never let her leave. But for shame, to think that she now plies her trade for the riffraff off to the west, or wherever she said she was going. It is a tragedy, I say, a tragedy. West, is it? Thank you, Master Gigeruju. Your information will serve us well. That said, there are any number of places she could be. I shall begin by searching the docks. I shall begin my search by the docks and see if any witnesses may have some knowledge to spare. I would be most appreciative if you could travel on to Wineport and do the same. Anything else to say? Before I was like, oh, this thing's here, you know, like I can pick up treasure maps right now if I really wanted to. But I think for ease of stream purposes, keeping everything together is much better. I'll come back at it later. Well, there's an M, the savior of Wineport. What do we owe the pleasure? Ah, yes, we did receive a customer matching that description. It was a delight to behold, to give the woman her due, but her perfume was so ghastly I had no choice but to eject her from the premises, interfering with tastings, you understand. If she is your quarry, want to consult your blind associate? His olfactory perception is without peer. Given that I could smell the woman from a mile away, I dare say he could smell her from 10. Our blind compatriot. Yeah. You want to know if I've seen a Makote lass by the name of Flamine? I wish. I haven't seen a lass of any description for far too bloody long. I see you have had many grand adventures since we last spoke, Em. Share them with me sometime. The girl from a little while ago, let's not forget perfume like that, so robust and intoxicating, yet spontaneously familiar. Reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers of observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. So I told her to follow the road south into Raincatcher Gully and then head east after crossing the second bridge. The flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff have the strongest scent, you see. In case you may yet find her there. Route 2.1 was basically all about finding Flamine. All about's probably not the right word, but a decent portion of it is. Wow, since I've summoned Que. Gotta remember how to black mage. I think single target's fairly straightforward. I'm in your debt, stranger. I did not realize my activities had aroused the Gobu's ire until it was too late. Your oils can be used to make a perfume, you see, and I mean, I don't... Who are you? Whom do you serve? It appears you've already found our woman. Consider me impressed, my friend. The songstress of Ul'dah, I presume? Minfilia, or should I say Acilia, is looking for you. Acilia? Sorry, Acilia. You're the very picture of health, milady. Yet the world thinks you dead. I can only conclude that this was by design. The question is why. Not everyone who endeavors to find me does so with the best intentions, child. Be pleased to know that I fully intend to reveal myself to Minfilia when the time's right. Oh, well, that does please me. More than you know. But tell me, sojourns in the forest of Lenosha aside, when exactly will the time be right? When I deem it so. You imagine I traveled all this way on a whim? As I was telling your associate prior to your intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers for use in a perfume. Does that satisfy your curiosity? Would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Now, anyway, now that we all have that which we came for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wine ports, say? Balloon, balloon, balloon. Be nice when we get these graphic updates. Not you. Rescued yet again from the jaws of a ravenous Gobu. How quickly we forget the lessons of the past. Though I was not solely to blame for that foolishness. Nerd glasses. Activate. So she's referencing. If you've ever watched the Ulda 1.0 introductory video, it's this whole thing with a Gobu and that is in town and it breaks free and runs after a little girl and some guy dies. So in that, Thancred is there. This is 15 years ago, I think, in no, maybe 5 years ago. It's some number of years ago. Where it's got to be 15. 5 is too short. I think it's 15 years ago. Flamine and someone else were to like stage this Gobu escape and then save the day as some way to like ingratiate themselves in with Ulda so that they can make money, something like that. I don't remember the exact story. They go over it again in one of the crafting quests, so I'm sure we'll get on it again as I play through here. But I think it's like Weaver quest in Stormblood. Something like that. In that Thancred is in that cutscene. Flamine is the Mikote that's dancing on the caravan where the captured Gobu was. There's a friend of Flamine's who plays into that crafting quest that was also there, an Ellison friend. And then the little girl that gets chased after, and the dad who gets killed, the little girl is Acilia, aka Minfilia, and the dad is her biological father. So then Flamine, feeling guilty about the incident, adopts Minfilia, adopts Acilia / Minfilia. And so that's where this whole connection comes from. And what she's referencing here about being accosted by a Gobu. This is not at all how I envisioned it. I can scarce begin to imagine what emotions will go through Minfilia's heart when she reunites with her mother after all these years. Aiming, healing, blue casting. Despite her years of nomadism, it would seem Lady Flamine has kept a close eye on the affairs of our order, surprisingly close, in fact. Suffice to say, she is nothing if not resourceful. One does not develop such skills without effort or without reason. Flamine has made her peace and is ready to reunite with her adoptive daughter. You say my daughter awaits us in Vesper Bay, yes? I have kept her waiting long enough. Let's be off to the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Understood. Come with me. It would be my pleasure to escort you to the Waking Sands. Ah, sick. Gonna have to use this thingy. Lady's still here, so I imagine nobody's got anything new to say. No. No rearrangement of folks. Only difference is Alphino is not at that corner. Voice lines? I don't think so. Antecedent, you have a guest. Lamine. Acilia. This dumb hat. See, they had hug technology way back then. One's like they finally introduced hugs. I haven't seen her like this in years, Em. There's a good clickbaity title. They lied to you about hug technology. The community lied about this one feature. I never truly believed it when they told me that you were dead, but what kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me, as I always knew they would. So I resolved to stay as far away from you as I could, lest their pursuit of me endanger you and our cause. I could think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue your work. Continue what you did, achieving things I would have not imagined possible. Followed your every success, and celebrated in secret. I'm so proud of you, Acilia. I learned from the best. I have a gift for you. Celestia perfume? You remembered. How could I ever forget? You wore it all the time. If I ever lost sight of you, I could find you again just by following my nose. I do not think it was made anymore. It must have gone to so much trouble. It was no trouble to me, my darling. I fear I cannot say the same for M, however. I could not have made it without him. Thank you, M. Thank you both. There's something else. This is the cat's eye I found. All these years you kept it. My father was a member of the Alamegan Resistance. When I was yet a child, he brought me here to Ul'dah. The accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Lamine who took care of me then, raised me as her own, Taught me everything I needed to know to survive. I'm no stranger to the facts of your history, but I fear I failed to grasp their implication. It's clear to me there is much I do not know. You and your mother both. One of her first lessons to me concerned mining. A very dedicated student. This cat's eye was the first stone I unearthed. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. I gave it to Lamine as a gift. She said it was beautiful, but there I'm at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Is something amiss? No, Alicia. Nothing is amiss. Quite the opposite. I need you to realize how far you have come and how much further you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could have ever hoped. You succeeded where I failed and made me so proud that words fail me. Even as I marvel at the woman you've become and at all the many things you've done, I cannot help but think that of that which you have yet to do, of what it may entail. Cecilia, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the Scions must leave Ul'dah. Lamine, you built it once, Cecilia. You can build it again. This time we'll do it together. Truly? Alphino, time has come for the Scions to leave Vesper Bay. We shall establish a new headquarters in Revenant's Toll, as you proposed. Her doing the little hand gesture, I associate that with Lise. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Scions and send word to the students of Baldesion. Preparations begin at once. Like, where are we gonna find the funds? I guess they talked about that at the beginning, but we're leaving where the funds are. We're just leaning on the students. Joker, let's go fending. Laying the foundation. Benfilia would share with you the latest news on the Scion's imminent relocation. It is all well and good that we have found ourselves a new home in Revenant's Toll, but there is so much to be done in so little time. Make sure, build on stone is what we're looking for. Our first step will be to secure the cooperation of the Adventurers Guild's representatives there. Were it not for the Guild's considerable efforts, the original Camp Revenant's Toll would have never been established, much less its more heavily fortified successor. However, with construction still ongoing, and resources in short supply, it seems certain that the Guild will require something in return for their support, sympathetic to our cause though they may be. Whatever they ask, I shall not begrudge it. To be plain, we need them more than they need us. Without their assistance, such essential tasks as securing new facilities, cultivating relationships with local merchants, and recruiting adventurers would prove difficult, if not impossible. You need not concern yourself with such matters, antecedent. Really, Alphino, if I need concern myself with anything, it's surely matters such as these. Indirectly, perhaps. I submit that you might instead concern yourself with a different matter, namely to whom the resolution of such matters might best be entrusted. And here I am. Nor do I come alone. May I represent the esteemed emissary of the Adventurers Guild at Revenant's Toll. It is an honor, antecedent. Upon receiving word of your intentions from Master Alphino, we thought it best to begin talks at the earliest available opportunity. Know that my associates at Revenant's Toll hold the Scions of the Seventh Dawn in highest regard. Should be honored to welcome your organization. There we are. Of course, certain provisions must needs be negotiated. If it please you, I would do so. It does? Sir, unless I'm mistaken, you're the one knows M, are you not? And I say what a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance. Slathborn spoke of you in the most glowing terms. To steal an Imperial Reaper and use it to infiltrate a Garlean castrum is an undertaking few would contemplate, and fewer still survive. Shall always be welcome at Revenant's Toll. We hope you will favor us with your presence again ere long. The woman was there for decoration. Well, well, it would seem your reputation precedes you, M. Perhaps I should dispatch you to Revenant's Toll with all haste, as first intended. Before that, I dare say you have earned yourself a rest. After all, you have traveled so far, and there is already so much you have done for us, and for me. We will speak again anon. Till then, take care. Forget when Elidibus shows up. Maybe it's right now. Because it's definitely while we're still in Waking Sands. M. Were you able to get some rest? I'll ask you to come with me to the Solar. Alphino has just returned, and it would seem there's something he would share with us. "5 minutes reading this book. That's plenty of rest. Is this a voiced one with everyone here? Nope. You're here. Good. I come bearing news. The negotiations are concluded. And our friends at the Adventurers Guild have agreed to furnish us with new facilities and material support in exchange for our assistance in the ongoing defense and development of Revenant's Toll. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn shall have a new home in Mordona, the Rising Stones. A bittersweet victory, if truth be told. I cannot deny that I had come to look forward to Tataru's tales of our many guests and their many, many demands. The Waking Sands to the Rising Stones. Passably poetic. It was your doing, wasn't it? I too have news to share. In expectation of this momentous day, I personally informed the Alliance leaders of our plans. They have each pledged their full support, General Rauban included. Moreover, I've decided that the time is right for us to cast off the vestiges of our order's veil of secrecy and announce ourselves to the world. Are you sure that is wise, antecedent? If anything, it is a mere formality. Our existence is quite possibly the worst kept secret in Eorzea. Let us affirm our identity and proclaim our achievements, that all may know what the Scions of the Seventh Dawn stand for. Well, obvious risks apart, it would be nice to receive a little more recognition. And the people have the right to know who saved them. It is my hope that this gesture will encourage the people of Eorzea to place their trust in us. It will reveal to them the true extent of our power, yes, but in doing so, it would show them that it is a power accountable to no one, and at once all. I was going to say, just that is power accountable to no one, in the sentence. And what of us, we who felled primals and faced down the Empire? To you, my fellow scions, I would say this: prepare for the challenges which lie ahead, for they will be great indeed. Great, I say, yet no greater than us, and we will rise to them, as we have time and again, united as one. Maybe it's like right here. There must be some way I can. Area said to be rich in minerals. Maybe I should ask Clamine to teach me the basics of mining too. Oh, interesting. This is her mining for a way to become more involved. They get into that later in 2.5. Do you ever wonder how he does it? Alphino, I mean. It was almost predictable that he should appear with an emissary from the Adventurers Guild mere moments after I expressed the need to forge ties between our organizations. Surely his sense of timing rivals even your own. Setting such mysteries aside for the present, I have a task for you. I'd like to deliver these documents to Slathborn. They concern our forthcoming move. You take care on the road and represent us well, Em. Have you been keeping well, Em? We may have earned ourselves a respite, but there is still much more to do. Together we will continue to show. Yeah, I think that's the same that she said before. Alright. Or I just teleport out in movement. So let's see if people have things to say. Yep, we got Alphino and Flamine. She has grown since we last spoke. She puts me to shame with her accomplishments, and for that I am full glad. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's the same thing. Anything else over here? Doesn't look like it. Everybody's got the same. Okay, so Revenant's Toll. I was told to expect a scion, but I didn't expect it to be you. It's been far too long, Em. You have something for me, yes? Documents detailing the scion's planned operations for the next several weeks. See now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You'll be staying with us for a while, yes? Would that we had a dozen more like you. Since we don't, though, I'll just give you the work of a dozen men. I jest. Possibly primal. Slathborn would show you around the Scion's soon-to-be home in Revenant's Toll. Back to do the work of a dozen men, I see. But I jest. Even I can appreciate that an important man such as yourself has a little time for menial tasks. But since you're here, mayhap you'd be keen on having a look around the Scion's new home. See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern where adventurers can rest from the road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortune to be had about the realm. It may get a bit raucous at times, but I imagine it'll be as good a place as any to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Come with me and I'll show you around.
Is that you, Im? Quite sorry to interrupt, but I have most urgent news. We received grim tidings from Gridania. It would appear that our aid is required at once. It's asked that you report back to the Waking Sands with all due haste.
Is everything quite alright, friend? I can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear this is no time for a leisurely tour. But no worries, you can rest assured I'll see to all necessary arrangements. Pray return any time after you've seen to your more pressing matters. Alrighty. Back to the Waking Sands.
A messenger from the Twin Adder had come to the Waking Sands while you were in Mordona. I wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face, and after he took his leave, something is definitely amiss. Could it be the Ixal have summoned Garuda again? Mayhap Imperial forces have been sighted within the Shroud? Or whatever it may be, I'm absolutely certain it's nothing you can't handle. Now go and ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania.
Thine arrival is customarily timely, Em. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there be truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex.
We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Urianger says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago. I'd hope the Muggles guard beyond such follies. Suffice it to say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation.
Thy presence hath been requested by Commander Heloy. He awaiteth thee at the Adder's Nest.
Pray hasten to Gridania, Em. Ida and Papalimo will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
To Gridania. A pleasure to see you as always, Lieutenant Progression. Thank you for coming so swiftly. I think of no one more qualified to. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Hail to the Kupo King, baby. Wassail Halloy wishes to brief you on the latest crisis in Gridania. Not long ago, the Mogul Kuplokop visited the Adder's Nest to request the Mughal Kuplokop had visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seedseer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Mughal kind, which would imperil the entire Twelveswood if left unchecked. You proved to be an amble ambassador to the Sylphs, and we would have you reprise the role in our dealings with the Mughals. The rest you should hear from Kuplokop himself. He waits you at the Elder Seedseer at the Lotus Stand. The other signs have already arrived. May I show you in? Yeah, this fella shows up later on. I think all these folks are always with Kane, but this one right here gets a little backstory. We got Raya-O as well. Is Kuplokop the Mughal that was with Raya-O? I guess so.
Our guest has brought ill tidings, which must needs be heeded. Is that right, Kuplokop? Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about all this. I suppose Raya was right. No, left us no choice, Kupo. There must be something bad to have gotten Kuplokop this worried. Have you seen the way his thing-gummy is bobbing? A threat to Mughal kind. I know the antecedent suspicions were ill-founded, but I cannot see who else it could be. Please, you have to stop them. But you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Mughals, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle, no, a firm thrashing is in order, yes, but no. Calm yourself, Kuplokop. Can you not see that he hasn't the faintest idea what we're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive his witless outburst, sister. Most grateful am I that you have come, Mim. Upon such short notice, truly Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you are doubtlessly eager to know wherefore we summoned you. Our friend Kuplokop has brought us news of a most unpleasant development. It would seem that good King Mughal the 12th has returned to Eorzea. A curious thing to hear. Truth to tell, I myself cannot say for sure if he is a genuine figure from history or some manifestation of Mughal mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Mughals served the gods in the heavens. It's quite nice up there. Unspeakably beautiful, imaginably spacious, with a near literal endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Mughals. So, good King Mughal the 12th, may his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that we couldn't safely fly down. But good King Mughal the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. This he nobly held, while his subjects climbed all the way up, all the way down to the world below. And that is how we Mughals came to this land, Kupo. All of us except good King Mughal the 12th. May his greatest sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would remain in the heavens, so that Moogle kind might at last know peace. Except that he has not remained in the heavens, from what I understand. That being your reason for contacting us, yes? I bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea? The problem, Ida, lies in the fact he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Mugglemog the 12th is a myth made manifest via means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in their summoning of their gods. Wait, you're saying that a handful of Muggles with a boatload of crystals wished really, really hard and he just sort of appeared? Did that even work?
What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. With Garuda humbled and the ultimate weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure?
Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought into the veritable brink of destruction, only to be spared at the last by the heroics of a chosen few. Those who braved those tempests and survived by the virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace will doubtlessly seem a welcome respite. But those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely calm before the storm. I think the Moggles Guard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and things may not end so well as they did yesterday. That fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and their homes, come what may. I assure you, Muggle's Guard will only protect the forests from outsiders. But ever since the return of good King Mugglemog the 12th, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, we've started to get a little carried away, Kubo. Verging on a lot, in fact. Like the sylphs who summoned your Moog, you mean?
We cannot discount the possibility of that this entity is influencing the Muggles in a manner similar to that of a primal.
We share the same concern. Whoever or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat not only to Moogle kind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, M, confront good King Mugglemog the 12th and drive him from our midst. Humbly I do thank you. The sanctuary of the Muggles Guard and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Brother Isumayan of the Conjurers Guild will doubtless be able to offer insights as on how they might be dispelled. Pray seek his counsel ere you proceed any further.
And I'm feeling pretty sleepy, so I think we might call it here for today's stream. We'll leave the actual Thorn March fight for the next one, and then probably get started on like the Sylphs and the Amalsha. We need to get that going pretty soon at the start. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Excuse me. If you haven't checked out the newest video that I made, you can type in !newest in the live chat as you're making your way out. I would love for you to take a look at it. And as well, on your way out, if you wouldn't mind giving a like to the stream, I'd be greatly appreciative. If you'd like to know the next time that I go live, best and easiest way is to subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, you can join the community Discord, !Discord, or find the invite link in the description below. Yeah, I will see you next time I see you.